You see, man, when I was younger, I thought I was gonna be young forever, man. You know, I thought that I was gonna keep my looks around forever, like the way they are. But I didn't know, when I got older, that, you know, had to get across that thing, man. I didn't know that when I got older, I was gonna be getting shut down by young females. See, after I got my 30s, I start seeing a smaller pool of young females checking for me. Now it's getting smaller and smaller as I get older and I start losing looks. And then they say, oh, well, you're too old. You see, the thing is, it's like men, we always like young females. All the way until we die, man, we're going to always like the younger women. And as we get older, the pool of young females starts shrinking, that we're able to like attract. The pool of young females starts shrinking. Did I have my piece of fish this week? The pool of young females starts shrinking after a while. And it's getting smaller and smaller the older I get. So when you're young, you gotta focus on the money part. So that way, when you get older, you'll never ever have a shortage of young females in your life. Because no matter what you say, man, you're gonna always want them younger. 7 years younger, 8 years younger, 10 years younger. Hell, sometimes 20 years younger. You're gonna always want them younger. You ain't gonna wanna date women your own age as you get older, man. I think a lot of black men, they're so fixed on dating women their own age. I mean, they're not all black men, but I'm talking about like Nelly, Young Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Always like, it's like, bro, get them younger, man. Why do men, black men, why do black men, even though they got money, they still prefer women around their own age? Ashanti is around his age, man, and they had a baby, but that's not gonna last very long, man. Guaranteed, they'll be getting divorced within a couple of years from now. So after you get older, you still be checking for the young females. You be wishing that you would have got your money straight while you was in your prime as a man. Because after you get older, you become limited on a lot of things, especially with young females. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, I wish I would have got my bread together, man. When I was younger, I wouldn't be struggling right now. It'd be a lot easier to get pulled them young females when you got your money right. As an older man, is it possible to get a young female as an older man? Yeah, but it's a lot harder.
Wait.
It ain't easy like it used to be. I mean, it was easy, man, to pull a young female because I was young. Did I get my piece of fish this week? Yeah, I did. I got my piece of fish. I remember, what's up with it, Jamie? I remember when I was younger, it was a lot easier to pull them youngins, and it's getting harder and harder every year that goes by, man. So focus on the money part, so that way when you get to your older age, you'll still be able to pull the young females with ease, with no struggle. Right now, I struggle pulling young females. There's a few of them that still like me, but it's keep getting smaller. The pool of young females, as I age, keep on getting smaller every year that goes by. But if you got your money right, like Diddy or Jay-Z, or 50 Cent, you ain't gonna have no problems. Or like Mark Zuckerberg, you ain't gonna have no problem pulling them young females, because a lot of them, they'll discriminate against you because of your age. Oh, you're too old for me. That's too old. 45, that's too old. That's too old. But then when you got the bread right, oh, that's just right. Or you'll be the exception. You'll be the exception to the rule. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna date no 45 guy unless he got his bread right. He got the bread right, I'll date him. Like this one guy over here at the liquor store over here, man. He was saying one of the reasons why younger women check for older men is because the money is good. You feel what I'm saying? That's what he was saying. Other than that, they wouldn't fool with you, man. You feel what I'm saying? And that pool of women, of young females that you're able to attract as the years go by, it keeps getting smaller without money. That's why I'm focusing on the money, right? So I can always pull me a young hot tenderoni whenever I want to. You feel what I'm saying? I become a millionaire, I have no problem pulling the young hot tenderonis. You feel what I'm saying? I become a millionaire, got no problem pulling them, bro. No problem. Yeah, I'm gonna go in for some pizza, man. I know I had my pizza fix this week. I'm gonna give me some more pizza. I do work out hard, man. I work out hard. My abs are already showing, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I've been fasting and shit. Working out. And sometimes, working out does give you an edge in dating. But the money is better than... I'd rather be a big old fat dude with a lot of money than be a shredded, in shape dude that's 4 foot. I mean, that's 5'9". I mean, you know what I'm saying? Money sometimes trump looks, man. Sometimes, and sometimes looks trump money. But they run neck and neck, man. Money and looks go neck and neck. Eat the pizza from the back. He crazy. eat the pizza from the back. Joey Fingers, he funny as hell, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it becomes a lot. I mean, fuck, bro. I shouldn't eat nothing right now. Nah, I ain't gonna eat no pizza right now, man. Maybe I should. I'm hungry, though. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. See, if I was more disciplined when I was younger, bro, I wouldn't be here. I'd be somewhere in the Hollywood Hills, enjoying life, bro, with a young baddie, But since I was not disciplined and I wasn't focused enough, I'm still stuck, struggling. You know what I'm saying? Every year that goes by, man, that pool of young females starts shrinking more and more and more, bro. Because you be checking for them young females, man, and a lot of them ain't checking for you because of your age. Like 45, man, you could be shredded. It'll increase your chances, but you're still not gonna be able to pull young females like you used to, like your old 25-year-old self. You feel what I'm saying? Like your prime self. My prime self, man, I was pulling them. Let me tell you, my prime self right now, I'd probably be dating one of those Starbucks girls up in there, man. I remember when I was younger, women used to approach me, bro. I used to be approached and stared at from a distance. Female looking at you from a distance, just licking their chops. I remember those days, bro. Them days ain't like that no more, man. The nose got bigger, ears got bigger. There's wrinkles and gray hairs popping up. You're starting to become less desirable, but you get that money straight, bruh, it'll be back to when you was like 21, 22, 23 years old. When you get that money straight, like I said, it'll skew back to when you was in your 20s. You'll feel like you in your 20s when you got that money right. You know what I'm saying? It'll take you back to when you was pulling them left and right. When you got that money right. You feel me? Yeah, I'm gonna get some pizza, man. Just a few slices, bro. I know you guys don't want to hear me smack and stuff like that. Yeah. He said, man, one of you guys talk. Cameron said, man, eat before you make love, man, because all that chewing and smacking, that stuff get on my nerves. You know, like I said, man, it gets worse as you get older, man. It has gotten worse able to pull young females, because they're starting to see you as old, and they see the gray hairs and stuff. That's called expired. Once they see gray hairs, it's called that you are expired. This product was no longer useful. But we got that money, man. You back in the game, boy. You feel me? Once you get that bread right, you back in the game. All of a sudden, women will start approaching you again. You know? Man, it was good to be young, though, man. You feel me? It was good to be a younger dude in his prime. You feel me? I remember that, man. Young females don't approach me no more. They don't do that no more. They used to. Not no more. Good? Yeah, give me a couple slices, man. Give me 2 slices, yeah. I like that beat, man. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Have a good day. You too, man. Okay. Like the YouTuber said, once your looks fade, the only thing should be left is the wallet. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, exactly, man. I definitely, my looks have faded, man. It ain't like what it used to be, bro. Dude, I used to get stared at from a distance by females. The only thing that happens like that, man, like maybe like an older female might do that, man. A woman in her 40s and 50s might do that to me. You feel me? But it ain't like what it used to be, bro. You know. It ain't like what it used to be, man. I used to pull them. Get out of here, fucking fly. You know. Man, it was crazy, bro. I was like, man. And then I got like, let's see, I started seeing a decline at 35, and no, after 30, my bad. And at 35, really started to see the decline between age 30 and 35. I saw a huge difference with my attractiveness level. You know, it's not like what it used to be. That's why you focus on the bread, man. Focus on the money part. So that way, when you get older, there's no shortage, man, of young females checking for you. That's why a young man should be focused on his bread. That's number one. A young man should be focused on his money when he is in his 20s. So that way he'll be still pulling them by the time he get 35, 40. His age won't be an issue in dating because his money is right. No, focus on your bread as a young dude in his 20s. Focus. Focus on the money. And dudes who don't focus on the dude who what I'm saying. The dudes that don't focus on their money, the dudes who didn't focus on their money while they was in their 20s, they struggling getting feet. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying there's a struggle. You know what I'm saying? You know, can you pull a female in her 20s while you in your 45s or your 40s? Yeah, but it's gonna be very difficult. You feel what I'm saying? It's possible. I've seen a dude who pull a young female dude in his 40s and stuff, but it won't be like picking uh, uh, apples from a tree and shit, like where the apples are just everywhere. You can just pick into the bag. Nah, it's gonna be a climb. You gotta climb to the top of the tree and get the apple. That's how hard it is to get young females now. And the tree is like 20 feet in the air. you got to climb 20 feet now. Before, the apples, were low, hanging low, not like hold. not like low hanging fruit, but like it was a lot easier to get young females in your 20s because you was in, because they was in their 20s, you was in your 20s. Now them apples have gotten a lot higher into the tree. You feel me? See, the thing is, them 20s don't last very long, man. A decade go by really quickly. That's when that old saying that life is short. 10 years go by quick, and your bread should be, by the time you get to be 35, 40, your bread should be on point. Some motherfuckers get their bread right in their 20s. They get lucky. They become a rapper or a singer or a dancer and just been making money their whole entire life. They never had a struggle, getting the females. That's why I'm in regret, man. I'm totally in regret, man. I should have been more focused in my 20s, man. You feel me? I should have been way more focused, bro. I wouldn't be here, you know? I wasted so much time. My message. Come on, bro. You gonna drive that fast in the parking lot? Really? You gonna hit somebody? Get that loud ass fucking bike out of here, man. Anyway, so my message to the younger dudes: don't waste time in your 20s. Get busy. Start going to school. Start chasing your dreams and stuff in your 20s. Don't wait till you get to be, 30, 35, 40, and then your looks start fading, and then the young females ain't checking for you like they used to. You feel what I'm saying? Don't wait until you get to be my age. Okay, let me start chasing my dreams now. Them young females ain't checking for me no more like they used to. Let me start chasing it now. Nope. Don't wait until you start seeing a decline in young females checking for you. Don't wait. Don't wait until you get to be 35 and like, damn, this female's not checking for me no more like they used to. Let me get busy. Let me go to school. No, man. Get your money. Focus on your money while you in your 20s. See, a lot of guys like to waste time. And they end up being unhappy in the end because they wasted so much time. You know, you know, don't waste time. Do not waste time. Please don't do that. All right, I'm done here. Put this in my back. Shit. All right. Don't waste time, stressing about your situation. Just start chasing the dreams and know that time is of the essence. And, you know, you feel me? As you get older, you're going to want them young females, man. Even if you get older, a lot of young dudes, they'll shame you. Why don't you stay with women your own age? Why don't you do? Nah, I want what you got, Playboy. I want them young hot tenderonis like I used to. You know what I'm saying? So I got my money right, and you don't. That's how that dude was able to pull Thai girl from me, man. He had his money right. I didn't. That's how Thai girl got away. Now, Thai girl wasn't a young, some lows in that for behind. I was busting lows in that coochie. I did not pull out, not once. The whole entire time I was messing with Thai girl. That was like years ago. That was before the pandemic and shit. Time go by so goddamn quick. So fuck that, man. Focus on the future, man. Get this bag at all costs. And then you'll be back on the market again, bro. Like I feel like with young females, I've been taken off the market. Like I'm not available no more. Oh, he's expired. He got some gray hairs and some wrinkles showing. He's expired. But the moment you pull up in that, even a Porsche, or you got your own crib that you bought with your own money and shit, all of a sudden you back on the market. All of a sudden you back in the game. You feel me? It's all about getting that bread right and being back in the game. Be back in the game, man. You feel me? Them young females, they'll check for you if you got that bread right, man. Focus on the bread because your looks are gonna fade one day. Like let's say you a Chad or a Tyrone, you're getting a whole lot of bitches in your 20s and even your 30s, still getting them young females. The moment you hit 40, man, 45, you ain't that young Chad Tyrone no more. Especially if you get over 50. You just like, I don't care if Chad, Tyrone's, I don't care. Once they get over 50, them looks are done for, man. Them looks are finished. But if you got your money right around 50, bro, you'll still be pulling in some young, hot tenderonis, man. And like you used to, there would be no shortage, you feel me? Because nobody likes shortages, bro. A shortage of corn, a shortage of wheat, a shortage of pizza, or the dough that make the pizza. We got a shortage of that. Nobody likes that, bro. Nobody wants a shortage of something. There's a shortage of females checking for you. You get laid once every 2 months. You feel me? You get laid sometimes. Nah, people like it when things are plentiful. You know what I'm saying? When there's a lot of something, especially if it's good something. If it's a good something. If it's a good something. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of goddamn money, a lot of cars, hot cars to choose from. You know, options. People like options, bro. People like it when they have options to choose. People don't like when they're forced to choose, you know, the lowest of the low options, low quality options, scraps, you know, women who look like sub 5 stalker. You know, people don't like that. They don't like, I gotta choose from the worst of the worst. I like the good quality shit. Everybody likes good quality, not poor quality, bro. So at my age, yes, I have a shortage of young females checking for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that when I was in my 20s. Boy, I was busting nuts left and right with them females. My God, my 20s, man. In my little small apartment, you know, if those walls could talk, if those walls could talk, they'll say, yeah, Gwen was over here butt booty naked with her titties out, with that nice big rump she had. She had a nice big rump, man. God damn, I was tagging that shit from the back all the time. And I was eating it from the back, as some of you guys say. You know, like Joey Fingler said, I was doing a whole lot of that. See, when you were young, you know, all the females want you, bro. Cougars, women your own age, MILFs. You had a wide options. Man, you had options to choose from, buddy boy. You had real options, good options. And then you get to your 30s, and then the options start dwindling down. You're like, wait a minute, I used to be able to pull 22-year-old females with no problem. You get to be 34, 35, it ain't that easy no more. The last hot tenderoni, well, she wasn't really hot. She was overweight. You know, she was around a 5 in looks. You know, very average looking, overweight female. That was like when I was like 35, man. I was in LA when I used to like work for those security gigs. You guys remember? I took you guys with me. I got videos of me being in LA here on this channel. You know, that's back when I was doing the MGTOW thing. Then I was driving around in my security car and shit. I had my vest on, I had my gun on. You feel me? Me and her got more acquainted, we kept talking, and then one day we hugged each other. I was 35, she was 26 or 20, no, she was 24, my bad. I was 35, she was 24, bro. You feel me? And one day we hugged and we started making out like just like out of nowhere. You feel me? Out of nowhere. We started making out, and then somehow we ended up inside the console. Damn, I took off my vest, took off my belt, my gun, took off all of that shit. We got naked, and I was fucking that broad, bro. Now, this one was a big female. She kind of on the heavy, she was on the heavy side, but she was young. And man, she got on top of me. She was riding me and shit. You know, we just got crazy. We start ripping each other's clothes off, man, inside that console, man. And she took the condoms off the rack. We used the condoms and stuff. But afterwards, she told me that she was a virgin and shit. I was like, damn, really? 24, virgin. A 24-year-old virgin. I took her virginity, bro. Damn. I took her virginity, you feel me? But that was back in the good days when I was still pulling them young females. I was 35 still pulling them. And she was like, what? 11 years younger? Yeah, you could do that. Shit, 10 years ain't that bad. You can still pull a female that's like 35 when you 45 and shit like that, man. You know, you take care of yourself, you work out. I mean, I was in the gym when I was in LA. I definitely was swole at the time, you know. You feel what I'm saying? But as the years kept going by, I started noticing, like, God damn, it's getting harder to pull these young females, man. So you focus on that bread while you in your prime, you'll never have a shortage of young females coming after you, man. They'll always be stepping to you when you got that money right, man. It's all about having that money right. Can I still pull a 20-something-year-old girl right now? Yeah. But she'll be average looking at best. Maybe a 4 in looks or something like that. Because I got a few of them that still check for me, bro. You know, it's kind of like a older cougar, but she still got young men coming after her and shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. If you an older guy, you take care of yourself, you work out, you got muscle still, you maintain a 6-pack and stuff like that. You'll still be pulling them, but it won't be plentiful, as I say, man. Plentiful. It won't be a gang of them chasing you and shit. You'll get a few of them here and there. A few. You know what I'm saying? Mostly the older females checking for you. You got no problem. I got no problem getting a 50-year-old woman. You know, especially some of these Asian ladies around here that's like 50 plus. Oh yeah, they checking for me hard. This one Asian lady, she gave me some pizza and an egg a few times. She wrapped the pizza in foil and threw an egg in there, a hard-boiled egg in there. I gave it to the ducks, man. I gave it to the seagulls. Because I don't want to eat pizza all the time. You know, maybe like once or twice a week. You know. But, you know, it's going to be harder and harder. That's what I say, man. When you're in your 20s, focus on your shit, bro. I don't give a fuck about what people are saying or what's going on around you or who's on TV and, you know, a fire broke out somewhere. I don't give a fuck what's going on around you, bro. Like, focus on your shit, bro. So that way, when you get to be 30, you'll still be pulling them like it's nothing. Get to be 40, you'll still be pulling them. There'll be no shortage of young females checking for you. You get to be 50 and 60, you still can pull them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, there's no shortage. You know? Nobody likes shortages, bro. Like I said, nobody likes shortages. You know, it's like a dry season. You know, the animals and stuff, they go to where the wet season is at, or, you know, the lions and, you know, when they're like In the dry season, what they do? They travel somewhere where there's plenty of food, like the ducks and stuff. The ducks come here around the springtime and summertime when there's plenty of food around. You know, we're feeding them. You know, ducks eat beetles and flies and all kinds of other insects and stuff like that. The ducks come around because there's plenty of bugs coming out in the summer. You know, the bugs come out, they really come out in the summer, you know. So when the winter comes, the ducks, they fly like 1,000 miles somewhere else where it's warm at. And they can take advantage of all the good weather and the bugs and stuff that come out, because the ducks, they eat those bugs, man. In the winter, there's a shortage of bugs, man, being out in the open like that. You feel what I'm saying? So nobody wants to be struggling with women, bro. Like, I can imagine like niggas who've been rich for like years, they have never had not even like a struggle getting women, like Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, Diddy, you know, Brad Pitt, you know, Jay-Z. Even though he's sub-5, there's no shortage, bro. There's no shortage. When you got that money right, bro, sex come easy, man. You get to have sex whenever you want to. Can you imagine that? Like you be sitting in your mansion with your fine ass broad, and all of a sudden you be like, yeah, let's have sex right now. Okay, daddy. Simple as that, bro. Ain't no, let me go out and hunt for some pussies. Let me go panhandle for some pussy at the mall or something. Or let me go to the club and see what I can pull back to my house. And you're not gonna be always successful going to the club and stuff, man, trying to find something to pull back to your crib or pull back to a hotel somewhere. Yeah, what's up with it, Captain Commander? You know. So you're like, man, you know, you want to always be dealing with females from a position of power, and that's why men seek it, because nobody wants to struggle, bro. Come on, man. Nobody wants to struggle for female attention. Nobody wants to walk around like they're an incel or something. Nobody wants to have droughts. So what dudes do, they focus on that money, man, and once they get that money right, the women focus on them. The women, which, you know, if I lose a girlfriend, I get another one right away. That's the position I want to be in. I don't want to be in a position where I lose a girlfriend and I'm struggling to get another one. 3 or 4 months go by, no luck. And finally I find somebody after 3 months of struggling, finally found some consistent sex, and then she disappears, and then I'm back to a job again. I do not want to live my life that way, where I'm having continuous droughts, okay? Continuous droughts. I don't want to go through my life like that. I get the money right, they keep coming. I lose one girlfriend, I get another, like right away, before the sun go down. Just hop on my phone like, hey, Angela, how you doing? Me and Keisha, we broke up. Let's go out to a movie or something. And she be like, okay, where you want me to meet you? You know, this female, she been checking me out for a long time. She know I got the bag. So she been stalking me and stuff, asking me if I'm still single. You know, and then me and Keisha broke up. I go hop over to Angela's house real quick. Or I go out with Angela. You know what I'm saying? And then me and Angela break up. You know, I go to Kiki's house. Me and Kiki break up. You know, I go to Kim. You know, go from one bed to the next. I don't want to be like falling out of an airplane and falling flat on my face every single time I break up with a girl. I don't want that to be happening. when you just jump into the pool and you just fall right into your face. You'll fall right on your face because there's no water in the pool. I always want to have water in my pool, bro. Plenty of water in my pool. So every time I jump in, it's nice and warm or it's cold or whatever. However the temperature is in the pool, or just a heated, generated pool, you can always jump in and take a swim all the time. Ain't no drought. You coming up to your pool in your backyard, there's no water, and then, goddamn, man, water. This is dry season. There's no water. Like I always want to have water in my pool, bro. That's how it is. I gotta wait until the wet season come around to take a swim. Like, no. I don't want to have no more droughts. Well, I lose a girlfriend and now I got a drought of 2 or 3 months. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what the money, going after money, is about. Not struggling no more. Simple as that. That's what we gotta do, bro. You know, a lot of us gotta take care of our bread, man. Take care of our money. Making sure we get the bread so females can chase us. And that's the whole entire, like, thing, because when we chasing them, it's a lot harder. Think about it, man. Even when I was in my 20s, I didn't always go home with a female, bro. It was sometimes, like, once a month, I would find something and take her back to my house, man. Like, that's how difficult it was. Even at my prime age, man, there were droughts, like a 2 or 3 month drought or something like that. Never a 10-year drought or nothing like that, man. Hellcat was too good looking in my prime, man. So I have like a month or 2 drought or something like that. I'll go 2 months, didn't have a girlfriend, and I might have found some sex or something like that, but I didn't have a girlfriend. Finally got a girlfriend. It was easier to get girlfriends and shit. This is before the internet, man. Always going to the movies. Always holding hands with a female. Always dancing with a female. Always going to the club with a female. You know, always having a girlfriend. Always having sex. Okay? You know, back in the day, you had a roster of females, man. You had that little black book and shit, man. Just call them up. Hey, what's up? You know. But then the internet happened, bro. And the droughts were getting longer, you know. And then I started seeing a lot more ghosting, you know. Females ghosting you. I'm like, what the hell's going on, man? I can't keep a woman around. It's like Butterfingers in this motherfucker. That internet, you know. That Tinder, Bumble, all them fucking like dating websites fucks your shit up. Now, you can get on some of these websites and you can find a girl, man. A lot of times it'll be females around your own age on there checking for you. If you're 45 and she's 25, man, she ain't really checking for you like that. Unless you got the dough right, man. Feel what I'm saying? So you get that money right, bro, then your age won't even matter. I swear, bro, I wish I'd been more focused in my 20s. I totally fucked off my 20s, even though I did buy a bunch of music equipment, but I didn't cross the finish line because I felt like I don't know, man. I felt like I wasn't mature enough, or I wasn't focused hard enough. That's what it was. Wasn't mature enough, I wasn't focused enough, I dropped the ball. If I would have crossed that finish line in my 20s, I would have never had an 8-year drought without a girlfriend, or, you know what I'm saying? There would have never been no struggle getting sex or nothing like that. That's why I say, cross that finish line in your 20s, no matter what. Keep pushing forward. Don't fuck off time. In your 20s, do not fuck off time. You bet not do it. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys have a good day. I gotta fly a sign. I'll be back on later. I'm out.